long and prosperous.
I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
Shut up and take my money.
By Grabthar's hammer. What a saving.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
X never, ever marks the spot.
Winter is coming.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Stay a while and listen.
Hey, old Kermit the Frog here.
Your ties are cool.
So say we all.
This is a Play on Nerds.
Welcome to episode 238 of A Play on Nerds. I'm Jarman.
And I'm his helper elf, Steve.
That's right, because it is the holiday episode here. Whether you celebrate or not, we don't care. We're trying to celebrate ourselves. We're going to give it a shot anyways with a new segment that Steve came up with for the show, which we may be continuing. But to adapt it, we're making it a holiday version. It's called Screenplay Replay. We'll need some music for that eventually.
But let's see if we like it before we invest in that.
And basically, it's where we are going to take the most popular movies that you know and love, roll a dice to see which one we're going to pick. We're going to pick from that list and then kind of remake that movie, reimagine it, make a remake, make a sequel. And then we decide how we're going to remake that movie with new actors. And how, am I describing this poorly, Steve?
Yeah, no, like the dice are going to decide the weird combination of movie and the adjustments we have to make, the actors we have to involve, and then we're going to talk our way through what the hell this movie would be.
Absolutely. And will it be worth watching? That's for you to decide, the audience.
The answer is yes. Yes, it will.
But in the meantime, Steve, what have you been up to since we last chatted?
Oh, man. A lot of holiday crazy as the people operations person. I have a lot of food and events and gingerbread house competitions and photo booth setups and that sort of stuff. It's a big, hectic season of deliverables for me. So I've just been doing that hardcore. I do have a couple days off now. I spent a good amount of vacation time and put in very early requests. So I'm actually off for the next 4 days. Ooh. I go in on Tuesday and then I'm off Wednesday and Thursday for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Very nice. Very nice.
So I only work one more day between now and Christmas. So that'll be excellent and a much needed break with the hectic I've been dealing with. We went and got our Christmas tree.
A real tree.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we had our first real snow of the season. Got 6 to 7 inches overnight, effectively. And the next day was the one day we had to go get the tree because of my work schedule. So we look at this place, the place we've gone to the last 2 years. It's a little tree lot out of half of like a lumberyard automotive sort of thing that they rent out. And it said they were open. And we went out and they clearly didn't send guys out early enough. So they were just starting to like plow the
snow.
The snow out of the lot, and they hadn't had loaded the trees out yet. And we went, well, this is our one day. So we started calling around, found a different place across town that had trees and were open, drove across town in awful snow on the roads.
Oh, no.
And we got our tree and we strapped that shit down and we got it home.
Sounds like a Griswold family vacation mishap.
A little bit it was, but we made it home safe. It is up. And we have a new tree topper. I have Kermit the Frog, and he's wrapped around the top, and we got him a little Santa Claus hat and a tiny little red scarf that was actually for a cat.
Oh, that's adorable.
A little cat outfit on Kermit.
So it wasn't a tree topper to begin with, but you made it into one.
Yeah, no. So both of our kids, I gave both kids in their childhood a Kermit plushie.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's dear to me, and Joyce really loved hers. Joyce slept with hers for like a year and a half or more.
Oh.
She was really into Toy Story at the time, so she wanted me to put her name on his foot.
Aw.
And so like she had Kermit with Joyce written on his foot, and so it has meaning to both of us. And she gave it up. She's old enough now; she didn't give a shit. So I kept that one, and then Dilly, who also got one, but just didn't care. Dilly did not have the attachment to Kermit that Joyce did, gave his up. And so we had two. And I was like, well, one I care about, and the other one Dilly never gave a shit about. So yeah, we'll use that one. So I actually ran a piece of wire through his arms so they would hold some rigidity gripping the tree. And then otherwise he just kind of sits nice in the branches and he's light enough that we didn't have to do much else. And then Anna stitched the hat on him.
That's awesome. We need to think about doing that for our tree because we don't have a topper yet.
Yeah. We had a different Kermit one that I'd been using, but it was left over from when we did paper trees when we were in small apartments and didn't have room for a tree. And so I cut construction paper and made a tree on the wall. And so we had like a flat Kermit thing that we used for a long time.
That's cute.
And I just went, that's sad. We have room now. We have a 3-dimensional tree. We can.
You really leveled up in Flatland over there.
We really did. We've gone in extra dimensional is what I'm saying. But otherwise, just bracing for the holidays, advent calendars, kids' school events, that sort of thing. But Jarman, what have you been up to since the last time we chatted?
We haven't done much in the way of Christmas decorations. We just haven't had time with baby planning and work and everything. So we decorated a little table out by the front of our door so you can see like some decorations from our window, and that's all we really had time for. But I've been doing a lot of furniture shopping on Facebook Marketplace, a place that can be very frustrating, but you can get fantastic deals on Facebook Marketplace. People selling things for the baby and also furniture that we're going to need because we're buying a lot of storage to put stuff in. Like, we really wanted to get a matching IKEA dresser that'd be perfect changing table as well for our bedroom. So we found one, and I had to drive 30 minutes to go get it, but he was a real nice guy. Then I drove to another woman's house to get 2 like those cubby kind of cube bookcases kind of deal.
Yeah.
So
we've had those
for our living room. We had a big open wall. So I'm like, we'll put that there. We can put a lot of the baby stuff and toys and books and whatever, when things we need quickly, like diapers and wipes and everything right there.
Yeah.
And so I lugged it all myself while Jolie was at work. I had to carry these things. And one of the places I ran into 2 young boys, basically teenagers, who were picking up a toolbox from the same woman's house because she was selling all her stuff from her house. And I was really hoping they'd offer to help when they saw this nearly 40-year-old man trying to carry a giant bookcase by himself. And they're like, see you later. And they walked out with their llama haircuts all these boys have now. That's just ridiculous.
Have fun, boomer.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, God. And I cut my shins up while I was carrying this thing. There's a giant gash on my shin now. So that was all for you, baby, coming up. But anyways, I'm not bitter at all. But yeah, putting stuff away from the boxes we got from the baby shower, which I'm very thankful for, but putting things together, things I can put off, I'm putting off, like the high chair we won't need for a while. So it's still in a box.
No, you won't need the high chair for months.
Yeah, exactly.
Truly months.
So just the things we really needed, like, the pack and play and the what do you call the thing you put them in?
And even the pack and play, not saying you're not going to need it, but the kid's not going anywhere for 6 months.
Yeah.
So really the only reason to have a pack and play is if you're going to be in a place that has dogs or something and you don't want them up in baby face. Right. Well, that's when you have the pack and play.
To bring with you somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, you lay the kid on the ground. The kid's not leaving.
He can't move. He can't go anywhere.
He can't do it.
But yeah, we got the stroller already. The car seat's ready. What's the thing called? You put the baby into sleep. The words, not the
bassinet.
Bassinet. Thank you. I can't think of words.
Got it.
I carried in and put together a whole nursing chair by myself. That was a lot of fun. It was in a box. I had to put it together. It's like a recliner. So that was terrible. My back hurts. So just doing a lot of that shit. But also, I did show Steve before the show. We finally got good ultrasound pictures of the baby, which I was very excited about. We haven't seen his face this whole damn time. He has his hands in front of his face, and so he looks like a baby. So he's there. He's alive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little jealous. Our doctor never offered us that, like, at all.
Really?
And the one time we asked, I think she was like, "Look, there's nothing wrong with the kid." Like we would do those kind of scans if we really needed an in-depth look at something we were concerned about. But she's like, your kid's healthy from everything we can tell, so we have no reason to do that. We went, all right.
We didn't even request anything. It was just like part of their standard ultrasound. We're getting one every week because of the geriatric pregnancy.
I think it depends on your doctor. Our doctor was very much a non-alarmist, like, nah, we don't need to do extra shit.
Well, we had this whole thing of her being the geriatric pregnancy. And
that's true.
So they're like, every week we get an ultrasound, and like, I guess they're doing more, they'll do more measurements and stuff to make sure the baby's okay because, anything can happen, I guess, but he's healthy. Everything's good so far. So I'm happy about it.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's it been, and also just, working up to the last minute until Christmas. That's going to be it. And I'll have like a few days to just relax, which will be nice finally, and sleep. if the baby
Yeah,
doesn't come before
where are you guys going? What are you guys doing?
I just got the family here in Orlando, and my sister and her family's flying in from Colorado.
Oh, that's lovely.
So that'll be nice. And the girls are going to see the Nutcracker. I'm not going to go, which I'm so happy about. So
nice.
That's great. Some girl bonding time, and I can stay home, which will be great. And work.
Oh, nice.
Probably.
Well, say Merry Christmas to everyone for me.
I certainly will. You too, to a whole family.
I will.
But
all the Baumans. There's like 60 of them.
There's too many.
That's accurate.
But that brings us to some nerdy news.
It's time for Nerdy News.
This week, my cheeky name for my cheeky story is The Cat's Meow. Well, for years, I have felt like my cats yell at me more often and louder than any other person in my household. Well, it turns out I might not be crazy. A new study has confirmed just that cats on average greet human men louder and more often than they greet human women.
Weird.
So they had a bunch of cat owners put on body cams and record video for the first 100 seconds of the time after they arrived home. And researchers documented everything about cat behavior that happened in that first 100 seconds. So how many tail raises, if they came and did headbutts, if they meowed, how loud they meowed, how often they meowed. And after all this study, they found that cats average 4.3 meows when greeting men versus 1.8 when greeting women.
Wow, that's 4 times almost.
But why? Well, scientists have taken a few guesses. Researchers think that it comes down to communication style differences between men and women. What they found is that they also recorded the human behavior in that first 100 seconds, and that the women in the study much more often were vocal towards the cats, talking to them, telling them they were going to feed them, addressing the animal, whereas male participants were quieter and less engaged and more distracted when they first got home. So scientists think that this is cats adapting their communication to fit their audience.
Wow.
So if men ignore them more, bam, they ratchet up the chit chat to get their attention.
That makes a lot of sense.
So it might not just be in my head. My cats are extra assholes to me, and that's the cat's meow.
Wow. I never thought that, but I can see it now though, because when Jolie comes home from work, she immediately is like, "Coffee, where are you? Hello." And I don't do that shit, so
yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Excellent. Well, I think that takes us to the inaugural Screenplay Replay. We're going to see how this goes. But first, Jarman, I want you to open up that package.
Oh, yes.
That I sent you in the mail.
Hear this, folks.
Yeah, you can hear it.
That's
it's
what
a package.
It sounds like. Okay, pulling it open. This is great radio.
He's opening it. It's very subtle. Subtle. There we go.
And it's dice.
Every time we record, you say your dice suck for visibility. And every time we do a dice roll thing, it comes up how much you can't read them.
That's so
funny. I got you black and yellow, high contrast,
bright
dice.
Yellow. Wow.
Bright yellow. That's Pittsburgh yellow. I have literally the exact same set.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
So now you got Pittsburgh dice, and they are high vis.
What's funny is I have a whole thing of dice downstairs, and I never get them, so I always forget.
You bastard!
But no, the thing is, most of them are pretty dark colored anyway, so like they're probably just as hard to see in the low light of my office. So this is perfect. This will be the dedicated set for the podcast.
Yeah, now you have dedicated podcast dice,
where are
which
those?
is maybe the nerdiest thing that I have ever said out loud.
Okay, I'm throwing these shitty ones over here.
Yeah, fuck you, shit dice.
Here we go. Brand new dice, everyone. Listen to this sound. Oh, yeah.
Delicious.
Sexy.
Some ASMR shit.
Well, thank you, sir. That was very kind.
Wow, yeah. Christmas. I just don't want to hear you complain about not being able to read dice anymore.
You can see these miles away. And I just lost the one.
God damn it, it's gone.
Okay, there it is. The little 4-piece of the D4s, they get lost so easily because they're so tiny.
Don't worry, you find them with your feet.
Oh, yes, of course.
They're shaped like caltrops. And boy, do they hurt.
And that makes us ready for Screenplay Replay.
Screenplay Replay. All right. So this is all theoretical. So this could go very badly, audience. I'm very excited to experience it with you. So we're going to start by one of us rolling a D6.
Okay. Well, I'll do the D6 then.
Why don't you do the D6?
I can't see it. No, I'm just kidding. It says definitely says 2.
A 2. So we're going to do a reboot.
Okay.
Which, just to clarify, resets the continuity of an established film or series.
Gotcha.
I also have these defined on our sheets so that we can draw the line, because some of them are close in idea.
So let people know the other 5 were a remake, reimagining, sequel, spin-off, or prequel. And we rolled 2, so we got reboot.
Reboot. So reset of the continuity. And let's see which holiday movie we are resetting the continuity of.
He has 20 holiday movies. Usually it'll be 100 for the regular segment. We have 20 holiday movies picked out.
All right. And it is 8 Die Hard.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Already a debatable one is the one that was chosen.
So a reboot of Die Hard. And now here's where it gets real interesting, folks. German, you need to roll 2 times 2 D100s on table B.
Okay, here we go. Table B.
I was about to say, who would we cast? Well, guess what? We don't have to think about it. This chart is going to cast it for us.
So table B is going to cast this for us.
Yeah, our main actors.
Okay. Let's see. D100 once. 85.
All right. 85 is Javier Bardem.
I am Javier Bardem. Hello. Good to see you. And the other one is 23.
All right. Javier Bardem and Chris Evans.
Okay.
Oh,
that made my job a little easier. Our job a little easier.
We got a movie going.
I think we do. Wow.
Okay. So I think that Chris Evans as John McClane would be the standard Hollywood choice.
And then Javier Bardem, instead of the Germans, it's now some international European, Spanish,
Yeah, Paraguayan.
It could be anything. Yeah.
Drug cartel. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Now we don't do table C, or we do?
Let's see. For 2, no, we don't do table C. Table C is associated with reimagining, I think.
Okay. And table D is reimagining as well.
Yeah. So a full reimagine, a theme change or otherwise.
So for the viewers, table C had gender swap, location change, genre change, or time period change. And table D is what new genre would it be in, an action, comedy, drama, horror. But we're keeping it where it is, just rebooting it with Javier Bardem and Chris Evans. All right.
All right. So let's start with, let's explore John McClane.
Right.
So Bruce Willis was a comedic actor, not an action star going in.
Right.
To this versus Chris Evans, who is a very established action star.
True. He's made a change into more indie stuff now.
So I think we're going to have that we'd have to ratchet up the stunts and stuff. We'd have to ratchet up the action, because that's what the audience would be expecting for Chris Evans.
Right. And I think let him not work out so much. I think that the appeal, though, of Die Hard is that he is an everyman. And he is not.
Yeah, it's true.
Because in a world full of movies at that time of muscle-bound giant dudes, it was Jean-Claude Van Damme, it was Sylvester Stallone, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger. You had this Die Hard movie with a guy who had male pattern baldness. He was regular weight. He was just a normal guy. And so we need to have Chris Evans not bulk up for this, be as normal looking as possible. He is already starting to do the male pattern baldness. Don't let him get hair plugs. Let him go natural. And kind of schlub him up a little bit. Not too much. He's Chris Evans. You can't do it too much.
See, I'm gonna propose a different kind of change.
Okay.
And we might get some hate for this. You're right. Chris Evans is too hunky. So I think we need to give him a less badass job to balance it out.
But would that be less believable because he's too hunky to be in a I don't know.
Well, it maybe not. So, John McClane, New York City police officer, right? So maybe Chris Evans. So it's like a company party, right? That's like the setting overall, the holiday party. Maybe he's like the IT guy. Or if we need it to be more believable, maybe he's like a hunky server actor in LA trying to make it, and he does this like catering gig on the side. That's why he's so good looking.
How is he so badass then? How does he have any training to defend himself?
That's like one script line away though. That's like I'm training to be a stunt performer. Yeah.
Possibly. I also can see it as hear me out. So he's a big Boston guy. So you change the location of the fact that he's a Boston cop, but he's an alcoholic. He's not doing good at his job. He's schlubby in that sense that he's wasted potential. And so he's a Boston cop. He's just really kind of like just letting things go. His marriage is on the rocks. That's kind of the premise of the original one too. Like he's not pulling his weight. And this gives him the reality check he needs, that he maybe he was even fired from his job. And so he was a good cop in Boston, but he's a security guard at the party because he's been fired from his job as a police officer in Boston.
Ooh, okay. I like that aspect.
He's great at the Boston accent because he had it naturally as a kid and he kind of got rid of it for Hollywood.
It is still really hard to explain the hunkiness. Like even that is really hard to explain.
He's very hunky.
You are making this very difficult with your hunkiness and handsomeness.
Well, you can show pictures of him when he was a great cop. He was bright-eyed, and he was this hunky, good-looking cop, gorgeous wife, but he's really just let himself go as far as like his career and his motivation, and he's just kind of at the bottom of the barrel now. But now he can be back to his good self, and he can be all he can be kind of deal, earning his way back to the top. And at the end of the movie, he gets a little wink from the lieutenant. He's like, "Hey, good job out there. Maybe we send another application and we'll see what we can do."
Okay. All right. So we've made it at least plausible for Chris Evans to be here. Let's talk a little bit more about Javier Bardem as Hans Gruber.
Flip the coin. Flip it.
Okay, we flip it. No, Juan Gruber. How about that?
Gruber.
There we go.
Juan Gruber. No, I don't know how you pronounce
that. We can say he's Brazilian because a lot of Germans ended up in Brazil post World War II.
That's true. It's got the wrong accent.
Okay. Hey, doesn't matter. Could be whatever we want.
He's Juan a good Gruber. Actor.
He's a great actor. We got really lucked out. When I saw Javier Bardem, I was like, well, he's the bad guy. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Didn't even have to think about it. He's the bad guy. Okay. So in the original movie, he's stealing like bonds out of a vault or something. I feel like that would need to be updated.
Yeah. Something involving crypto, probably.
Crypto or like the servers, and one of his guys is like a tech guy who's going to hack it. I feel like we've seen that in a million movies, but that doesn't mean it's bad.
Make it really relevant. You have, there's a guy at the party who's a rich financier who's really seedy, who has dirt on everybody, but he's about to flee the country because he knows that people are coming after him. So he's secured all of his documents and proof of all the blackmail that he has at this party with his security guards there because he's taken out of the country. And Javier Bardem knows that this guy's going to be there at the party, and he wants all that blackmail. So he's there to get it. And that it references the Epstein files and all that stuff going on right now about blackmail of serious people and rich people in the world right now. So that'd be like very on top of mind and very relevant to the time. So it's a heist of like an actual documents and photographs and evidence of financial malfeasance and all this stuff this guy has. And he's some wormy, gross guy. But then Javier Bardem's the actual scary guy who can actually take this and use it for something really, really powerful.
Okay. So yeah, he wants dirt on the world.
On everyone powerful in the world. Yeah. He'd basically have it for himself.
Okay, but he needs like an encryption passcode or something. There's some MacGuffin he has to have.
Oh, absolutely.
He's torturing the CD guy, and it's only a matter of time
before he gets it out of him.
before he gets it out of him. And then maybe it turns out that guy doesn't know, but his secretary does. And that's John McClane's wife. Oh. So that's where she comes into jeopardy.
And she didn't know that this financier was into all this crazy crap. Yeah. It's because she's she's innocent.
And so, but she's just the guy who keeps his like Rolodex of passwords or whatever because he's old and can't remember.
Absolutely.
No. That's my AOL account.
You still have an AOL account? Jesus. Yeah, I like that. She's the secretary. Who plays the wife?
I don't know, because even at the time, I'm looking at who played it in the original, and while she does have a pretty big career, she was never
not a big
household
star
name.
Yeah,
never a household name.
I want someone age appropriate.
I saw her and went, oh yeah, I guess that is it. But two of her biggest known for things on IMDb are Die Hard and Die Hard 2. So exactly. This was the pinnacle of her career. So we're looking for, I don't know, like redhead girl next door type. Amy Adams comes to mind, but she's too old for the Chris Evans angle. She just is.
She's a little bit older than Chris Evans.
Then she's not playing ingenue anymore. Like she's transitioning her career well, which is good for you, Amy Adams, making the choice yourself.
Hear me out. It just came to mind out of nowhere. Someone who's good at like thriller stuff, and is not a big star, so kind of line up with who that woman was with Die Hard, but she's still like a celebrity. She's pretty big. She was in that show. Oh gosh, what's it called? Something Murder or something. But her name's Kerry Washington. Keeps up the diversity of the movie. We have and we also have Javier Bardem.
She's had a very vast career.
That's what I'm saying, a big career. But
Django Unchained.
But she hasn't been like a big movie star. So kind of like it fits like the same profile as the other actress.
Yes.
And but she's around the same age. She's good at the action because she was in that show for a long time. I can't remember what it was called.
What about like Elizabeth Moss maybe? Or
she's a Scientologist. I can't do it.
Yeah. Okay. What about Kate Mara?
Oh, I like Kate Mara. She's good at that.
She's
stuff.
About in the right age range, and while she has done bigger movies, like my mom wouldn't know if I said Kate Mara.
Right.
Who that is.
I mean, I'm fine with her. She's a good actress. She's good at the serious like drama and the espionage stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be with the Kate Mara.
Okay, so now we've got our main cast. We've got Chris Evans, hunky Boston cop turned guard, or maybe a waiter, maybe. But we have to explain the hunkiness somehow.
Yeah, maybe he's not security guard. I mean, he's just a waiter now because he lost his job at the police precinct, and now he's just a waiter.
So then the question is the woman his wife then? Because if so, then we'd have to find a reason to explain why he is randomly working security at his wife's holiday party.
Well, I think it worked out some weird way with that in the original movie, too. Like why he was in the same place as his wife or something like that.
Well, he was flying in at the beginning. Die Hard 2, is he flying in at the beginning of the movie to be with her for the holiday?
He has his shoes off in the plane. Yeah, that scene and everything.
Yeah. But they're estranged at that time.
Yeah, they're not divorced yet or anything, but they're estranged.
So maybe it's like he's there and it's awkward because they're estranged, but he got assigned to this thing by his company.
The catering company.
Needs the money. Right, and then it's about him earning her back still, just from a slightly different angle.
Yeah, he sees an opportunity to like earn her back. Oh, this is perfect. I'll be here for this party. I'll show her I'm trying to be better, you know. Hey, I parked the car in the parking lot. How about them apples?
Yep, that's it. That's how they all talk.
That's how they all talk.
So then, the going floor by floor, little thwarts of various plans by Juan Gruber and his men all work out. We don't have to change, I think, too much.
Right.
In that area, improvised traps, guerrilla tactics, that sort of stuff. That's good. So then we have the sort of forces going on outside of the building.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the police chief and the guy who he's friends with, Carl Winslow.
Yeah, from Family Matters.
Yep, we all know it.
Oh, you got to have the guy from Get Out play that guy. He plays like the security guard in Get Out.
You're absolutely right. He would be perfect.
Because the guy who played Carl Winslow played a cop in everything. So we should do the same thing to that actor and Get Out.
You are a police officer now. That is who you are. The actor we were thinking of is Lil Ray Howery.
Yeah, Lil Ray. I remember that. Yeah, he'd be perfect for that role.
No, I agree. Okay, that's a good fit. I like that. The only other person I could think of in that role, and it's because I like him as an actor and he's been working for a long time as an actor. God damn it, what the fuck is his name? As soon as I find him, you're going to go, oh, that guy, you're right. But most recently, he was in Zootopia. Nate Torrance. If you look him up, he's been a working actor since his youth. He's always hustling. He's always doing something. He's very likable, but he's very dowdy. And he often plays kind of the buffoon sort of character.
He could play the limo driver that plays important parts throughout the movie. Who's like waiting.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. Who's like waiting in the lobby. So we find a way to make that character kind of incorporated because Chris Evans wouldn't have driven their limo.
I'm looking it up. Argyle is the name of that, that character.
I like Nate Torrance. I've seen him in a lot of stuff. He's been in everything, just like you're saying.
So I just want to throw work at him. I like him. So in this made up scenario, this reboot, we're doing it.
Who plays the slimy financier that she works for?
Slimy financier. Because who was it in the original? Was it?
Oh, that guy who was so slimy. He was in so many 80s and 90s movies.
Is William Atherton as Thornburg?
William Atherton. What? He played.
What the hell was his name?
No, it was. Oh gosh.
I don't see anyone that's super recognizable.
Oh no, you're right. It was William Atherton. I'm thinking of a different guy from a different movie. But yeah, William Atherton played the slimy guy in this movie. But he wasn't. There wasn't a complete analog to what I'm talking about. But William Atherton played Thornburg, who's like one of her coworkers, who was just kind of slimy and tried to like weasel his way out of by paying off the guy to let him out of the building. And
okay. Well, here's the thing, though. William Atherton, still a working actor. I think we pay homage to the original in the reboot by making him the slimy guy.
Perfect.
I think we can keep him.
Yeah.
The slimy guy that we have set up, who's her boss, who has all this blackmail on everyone that's now being targeted.
I love it.
Oh, my gosh. We have a movie.
And a couple goons. What are a couple goons we can cast?
I don't know. Here's the thing. Most of the goons I'm seeing in this were like working stunt actor types.
That's true. A lot of folks who would be in like the John Wick movies now.
And that's the other thing. When I'm thinking of goons, I think of I think of goons from like Italian mobster movies. And the issue is that we're looking for like fit goons who can do things, not Italian mobster goons.
So like one of the guys is like huge in this movie he faced off again. So I think we should have the guy who played like the Mountain in like Game of Thrones, because he looks he's European-ish, Scandinavian.
I get on board with that.
So he could be one of the goons there that like he has to face off against.
We got to throw Michael Papajohn in there.
Who's Michael Papajohn?
You're going to look him up and go, man, I have seen him in a lot.
How do
He's
I
one of those
spell this?
stunt guys. Michael, and then Papa, P-A-P-A, John, J-O-H-N. Michael Papajohn.
Oh my gosh.
But he's been a stunt actor on so many things. He's played the Thug 1, Soldier 2. Like, you will recognize him from something.
I do recognize him.
Because he's one of those stunt actors that can actually do a little bit of acting. And so because of that, he gets opened up for a lot of roles.
134 projects. Wow.
Yeah, dude, he's been around. And the other guy who's, mind you, he's probably too old now. So is Michael Papajohn, by the way, for this. But the other guy is Thomas Rosales Jr.
Rosales.
He has 198 IMDb credits.
Wow.
If you look him up, you're going to go, oh, that guy.
Yeah,
he's another one of those guys that's been in everything.
Born in
He was in
1948.
Speed. He was in Commando. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean. But he's been in everything. So we got to get those old guys in there, I think, just to pay homage.
They could be like playing the janitor or something because they're like 78 years old now.
True. You're not wrong.
Oh, man. That's great, though. That's a good idea.
Okay, so we'll get some of the old guys in there. We'll get a couple of young guys. I don't know. We can just get a bunch of no names for this, right?
Oh, yeah. For the rest of them, it can be no names. But then, like, I'm excited to make sure we bring back the line of Javier Bardem over the radio saying, ho, 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 over the radio. Just like Alan Rickman did in the original.
I think that we would need, because it's Javier Bardem and Chris Evans, that the end confrontations, like McClane makes it all the way to the roof. He confronts Gruber. There's the standoff and the fall. I think we have to make that more action-packed. I think the audience will expect it to be more action-packed with Chris Evans and Javier Bardem.
I agree.
So maybe like a face-off with guns, and they're both out of bullets. And then one of them grabs a piece of scaffolding and starts swinging that shit. Chris Evans does a backflip for some reason.
He has a tray that he uses to hit him with because he's a waiter now.
That's right. And then the question is, does Juan Gruber still fall to his death? Do we still get that iconic slow-mo fall scene once performed by Alan Rickman?
I think he has to fall, but in some unique way. Oh, I got it. This is completely contrived, but it'll be hilarious, and it'll be like a nod, but people wouldn't expect it. There's like a big shaft in the middle of the building that has like it pushes all the air throughout the building, and he pushes him through the window that knocks him down the middle shaft of this building that has this giant air shaft in it. And so you think, oh, that's the great scene. He slow motion falls to his death. But then the air shaft turns on and it blows him upward. So he flies upward. So not only get the down, but then he starts to turn away, and then you just see Javier Bardem fly upward and like splat onto something, or he flies back up and starts fighting again.
True. Yeah, and then Chris Evans just punches him in the face.
Yeah, and then like ends it, and that subverts everything.
Okay, so like a subvert, but he still has to die, right?
Oh,
We're
yeah,
not
he
doing
still dies.
cliffhanger where he makes it.
Oh, no,
otherwise we can't reboot Die Hard 3.
So like he flies back up after that because the whole audience is surprised. They think that's the famous death, but then he immediately just stabs him and he falls down dead from like a piece of shattered glass that was right there. So like it's funny, but it's also an homage to the original.
Okay. I got it. I got it. Okay. So Chris Evans pushes him out a window. He falls. He goes through a bunch of scaffolding and some like marquee kind of shit, stuff that slows his fall. He hits the ground in an alley side of the building and is somehow alive. Like, beat up, but alive after all this stuff broke his fall. And just as he's about to get up, bam, Argyle pulls up in the limo.
Knocks him over, rolls over him.
Fucking hits him, and he's gone.
I love it. Argyle saves the day in the end.
He does. Well, I'm going to say that we just successfully rebooted Die Hard.
I'd watch it. I'd watch this movie. And then you get a franchise out of it.
That's right.
Who directs it?
Who directs it? I don't know. I don't know directors anymore.
That's
I feel like
fair.
I'm getting old.
But someone who does good action and like somewhat
Get the Russo
comedy.
brothers in here.
Yeah, they'd be good at it. They're good at putting that comedy and action together, so I think it's great.
They're gonna insist that they appear in it, but we can deal with that.
They can play the janitors.
That's right. All right. Well, that has been a holiday reboot that no one's been asking for, and our new segment, Screenplay Replay. We're going to bring you more of the same in the future, but with a less holiday-themed list of films to reboot, remake, or sequel.
And please tell us how you liked it. Give us some feedback.
Say anything, you bastards.
But
I guess that brings us to some radical recommend.
That's right.
If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up.
What do you recommend I do?
I recommend pleasant.
All right. So this week, my radical recommend is make your own chicken stock, everyone. I'm the oldest man ever now, but make your own chicken stock.
Yes, you are.
Once or twice a month, we end up getting a rotisserie chicken. We need a quick dinner, quick grab sort of deal. Here it's $5 to $7. This last week we got one for $4.88 because we went to Sam's Club.
Wow.
It is cheaper to get rotisserie chickens than uncooked chickens in many cases.
Makes no sense.
For the record. Well, for the four of us, that's 2 meals worth of meat just right off the bat there, but you can turn it into so much more. So I just went ahead and laid out the instructions on how to do this. I'm going to read through them real quick. Okay. You get a big old pot. Doesn't matter what kind. After you've picked off all the meat, you take the skin and the bones and the carcass and anything else, all that weird jelly stuff in the bottom of the container. You take all that, you put it in the big old pot. You add salt, pepper, poultry seasoning. Poultry seasoning, not just for Thanksgiving anymore. Little bit of red pepper flake, and you just fill it up with water till it's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches above the top of whatever giant pot you used. Then you get that shit boiling, and then you turn it to like medium-low heat for 2 hours. Stir it maybe once or twice. Doesn't have to be crazy. Then you get a big old pot, big mixing bowl, whatever. You grab a strainer. If you have a chinois, that's better, but a strainer will do it. You put that shit in the sink, and then you slowly pour the broth from the big old pot through the strainer into your big old container. Whatever that is. That's how indiscernible this is. It doesn't matter what you use. So you take the body and shit, you throw that shit in the trash, you don't need it. And then you just ladle out the golden, delicious broth that you have made into some Tupperware. You can store it in the fridge for a week, week and a half. You can store it in the freezer for 6 to 9 months. And in our mid-sized Dutch oven, I can make 12 cups of broth pretty easy. And if I use our big soup pot, I can do 20 cups. And just for the record, the standard carton that you buy at the grocery store is 4 cups.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I can make 3 to 5 of those depending, and each of those costs $3 to $4.
Yeah.
So it's not that you're saving a ton of money, but it's very low effort, and you know how much salt's going in it. You know what seasonings are going in it. You know that there's no crazy additives or nitrates and that kind of shit because you're the one that made it. That's it. That's all there is. If I have them, I throw in some carrot ends, some celery ends, an onion skin or just onion ends. You can really just use whatever the hell. Like we make a salad and we keep the leftover veggies and they just go in.
Yeah, while it's cooking.
That's it.
Also learned that garlic skins as well are good for that too, because that's what they make garlic powder out of is the garlic skins. They crush it up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, you got garlic. You got just some. You don't even have to peel them. That's the best part. You don't even have to peel an onion. You just cut an onion in half, throw all that shit in there. It doesn't matter. It is like the laziest thing, and all you have to do is put water in a pot and turn it on. But we have not brought broth in probably 1.5 years at this point.
That's awesome.
And we use it for everything.
For those of you like me who love ramen noodles, even when you're not poor, the best thing that I learned from TikTok is don't use water for your ramen noodles. Use broth. You could even use, if you don't want too much salt, you can use half broth, half water, and it just makes the ramen noodles that much tastier and that much more. There's more nutrients in there too if you do it that way too.
Well, that's the best part. If you make your own broth, you know exactly how much salt went in there.
Exactly.
So that is my radical recommend. Make your own broth. Not only are you going to save money, you're going to feel good about what you're having, and it's stupid easy.
Hell yeah.
Stupid easy.
Do it, folks. But that takes us to some trailer reviews. All right, so this came out last week, like right before we were recording, so we didn't quite get to it, but it was Supergirl. The teaser trailer came out. in the new James Gunn DCU universe. That's saying universe twice, I guess. But yeah, so
DCUU.
This is Supergirl based off a comic series, which I've heard a little bit about this, that where she's kind of a delinquent. She kind of her purpose was to protect Clark in the universe, so that but then when she finds out Clark's already grown up, she kind of just becomes this like teenage delinquent in the universe and goes off drinking and partying and has to kind of find herself again and be inspired by Superman to be more heroic and use her powers for good and not just kind of being a goofball. So yeah, it's kind of like teenage angst, but because the actress playing her looks so young that it kind of plays into that kind of teenage aspect of it. But yeah, I think it looks fun. It looks interesting. We catch our first glimpse of Lobo in this, which I really liked as a kid. In the 90s, Lobo was a big deal because he was like the DC's answer to like Wolverine. He's kind of like this like gruff guy with a cigar in his mouth all the time who's gray skinned. I'm not sure what his powers are. I don't remember, but he's being played by Jason Momoa, of all people. So he's back in the DC universe again. So yeah, Steve, what do you think of this trailer?
Okay, I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way. And I love James Gunn. I do. I was very excited to see what he was going to do with the DC Universe. I didn't need for him to make another Guardians of the Galaxy film, though.
It looks very similar to this.
Stylistically, the space setting, the rough and tumble setting, the tone, the music cuts and cues,
the snarkiness,
the constant levity, the snarkiness. It feels like Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm not sure that's what I wanted.
Because Superman was so different in that regard, that it was so wholesome and different for James Gunn. It was different enough where you feel like, okay, this is its own thing, its own movie, its own beginning of universe. And then you're right, like the Supergirl trailer just feels like, oh, this is just in the Guardians universe. Like it's filmed the same way, same kind of cinematography. I totally agree with that.
But you know, I did like Superman. It was a very different story to tell in that regard. Right. Superman was able to be as wholesome as he needed because they surrounded him with these other characters that didn't need to be whatever the super team was, with Hot Girl and
the
Green Lantern guy and Mr. Fantastic or whatever. Like, you know, having them to do the rough stuff that they didn't want Superman getting his hands dirty with was great. But now we have a main character that's that, and that's
why I'm hoping this is a story about her becoming more like her cousin and becoming more wholesome and for the good of things, and not being this, because unlike Star-Lord, she's not going to stay being this snarky, anti-hero kind of thing. You know, she'll be more like him, and then it'll be more kind of they're unified in what they're doing. I hope that's the way it's going, but I can't be sure.
Like if anything, maybe this is like an origin story.
Yeah, in a sense,
of sorts, that brings her into the fold.
Because he didn't want to tell an origin story again of Superman, which is good because it's been told so many times, but he has a little more room to tell origin stories with these other characters that we don't know as well. So it's good that he does that with Supergirl, I think. But yeah, I mean, I think it'll be entertaining at the very least. I just hope you're right. Like, it's not too similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, because it feels that way so far. Yeah, but we'll see.
All right, so I'm going to give this one it's like the first day of spring. Raul Julia gets his old dumpy gardening shoes on, gets his trusty gloves on, and goes out to his greenhouse, and he opens the door, and to his horror, all the plants are like ripped up that he's been keeping alive all winter. Oh, no. Soil's everywhere. Pots are spilled. And as he pans around the room, he cuts over to Gary, who's in a corner, having tied all the plants to various parts of his body. And Raul goes, "Why, Gary? Why?" And Gary goes, "Hey, Raul, I'm Groot." And Raul goes, "Fix it," and turns and leaves.
Surprised you didn't turn around and say, "I'm a ginger dead man."
I'm going to shoot a woman right at the beginning of the movie.
I'm going to give this one. Raul Julia comes home from a long day on set. You know, he's got this new film he's working on, and he comes home and he sees Gary sitting at in the easy chair, and he's talking to a woman with blonde hair who has her back to Rawl, and he's like, Gary, did you get a date and you brought her home? He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I meant to tell you I have company. It's like, no, I'm very proud of you, Gary. That's fantastic. You're socializing. And he's like, no, it's my cousin. And the blonde haired woman turns around and it's a woman with the face of Gary Busey. And she's like, hi, I'm Gary's cousin, Sherry. And that's, the analogous to Supergirl. And
Gary says, I smell something feminine.
Oh, God. Terrible.
If you guys didn't watch Ginger Dead Man, guys, it's so bad.
It's
guys.
so bad.
It's so bad.
So now it's canon that Gary has a cousin named Sherry who looks just like him with blonde hair.
Just like him.
Oh, so that's our trailer review of Supergirl.
All right, and that brings us to the end of episode 238 of A Play on Nerds. So just so you all know, because we don't want to catch you off guard, we're taking a small break as we barrel into 2026 between Christmas, New Year, family goings on, and Jarman having a baby and all. Mm-hmm. We might be away for a few weeks. We're not mad at you. You didn't do anything wrong. We just have to be apart for a little while.
Just a bit.
But when the dust settles and the baby stops bouncing, we will be back with more nerdy goodness. So come on back after the new year and be our nerdy audience. We will come back after the new year and be your nerdy co-hosts. Thanks again, Internet.
Stay nerdy, my friends, just for a couple weeks. See you soon.
And Happy New Year, you filthy animals.
You filthy animal.
Thanks for listening to A Play on Nerds. Feel free to email feedback at aplayonnerds.com with all your questions or comments.
Shoot us a message on Facebook or Twitter and earn yourself a sweet shout out on the show.
Review us on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts so even more nerds can find us. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, we aren't picky.
Check out our entire back catalog and other offerings at aplayonnerds.com.
And how?